88.5 Memphis.
88.5 WQOX, Memphis, Tennessee. It is Brother John, your brother from another mother like no other. Now, we just had a interview with some of our people, our licensed clinicians for Memphis Shelby County Schools, talking about holiday blues versus seasonal depression, right? Because during this time, y'all know how it goes. Some people, they lost family members to this or that, and they get in the mood during this time, right? So we came and we presented the characteristics. Then we gave y'all the solution by giving y'all the resource numbers to all the places in our communities in the school system to help with that. Now we switching gears to talk about a holiday story that's called the Whitehaven Christmas story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Whitehaven Christmas story. Now, I know some of you all that's on social media. If you're on social media, you heard about the Christmas tree situation in front of Southland Mall. And I know some of y'all probably thought it was just going to die and go away. But I'm here to say, even though I'm biased because I graduated from Whitehaven High School, but the work that was being done over in Whitehaven before the Christmas tree, it was brothers and sisters trying to change the narrative about Whitehaven. And I remember the brother told, Brother John, we're going to be cleaning up the parking lot of Southland Mall. And we got some people, we got trucks and woo. And ladies and gentlemen, they did it without the fanfare, and it wasn't cameras in everybody's faces, but you saw the picture of the before, the after. I think I had some pictures of the trucks filled with some garbage. Yeah. So they was cleaning up their neighborhood. Now this is before the tree now.
June 2020.
June 2020. Respect the Haven, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all done heard it. I know you done heard it, or you done saw it. It was in Daily Memphian Commercial Appeal, on the different news outlets. The man that was behind all of this talk about the Christmas tree and, raising the funds is in the studio with us, ladies and gentlemen. Our brother, the man behind Respect the Haven, Jason Sharif, is in the building. What's up, bro?
How you doing, brother?
Man, good, man. A Whitehaven Christmas story.
Yes, sir. Yes,
bro,
sir.
Listen, I saw the post, and I watched it transpire, and I was just so proud to see somebody from the community step up, regardless of the naysayers or the haters or whatever anybody said. You stood up, and bro, it looked like you changed the narrative in Whitehaven with the Respect the Haven group, yourself, and the whole community. But not just the community in Whitehaven, because I'm thinking there's people from outside of Whitehaven that was helping to the cause.
Oh, well, yeah.
So let's talk about how did it all kick off, man, and what made you start everything? Was it an aha moment, or did you see something, or something happened to say, I got to do this?
I didn't. I just fell into it. I'm gonna tell you how that happened. Of course, they put the tree up the Monday before Thanksgiving, and everybody was talking about it. Called it a cheat.
Checking the tree.
Called it the Charlie Brown tree. So I Wednesday morning, 1:00 in the morning, I was headed home. I was like, let me just go look at this tree and see what everybody talking about. So I went in the parking lot. I took a picture of it, posted it on Facebook. And I got home, went to sleep, woke up, it was like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, everybody texting, calling, what happened to the tree? You was the last person with the tree, the tree is gone. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know. And so, I ended up calling the Southland Mall manager, and he's like, he took the tree down because, of the backlash, everybody was talking about it. So I went on Facebook, was like, look, didn't nobody steal the tree? The manager took it down because y'all was talking about the tree. And they was like, well, is he going to put it back up? And I called him back. I said, well, are you going to put it back up and let them? Because he said that when they took the picture, the tree wasn't finished being decorated anyway.
Okay.
And he was like, nah. He's like, no, I'm not putting it back up. I took it down.
I'm done. Well,
I took it home. he took his tree and took it home.
Right.
So and it was like, well, it's not that serious. We'll donate for a new tree. And won't you put together the fundraiser? And I'm like, man, I'm a Muslim. I don't even celebrate Christmas.
Right.
It was like, nah, man, but you respect the Haven. You represent the Haven. Go on and do it. Mm-hmm. And I was still, I wasn't thinking about doing it, but what's so crazy about it, Vincent McCaskill. The president,
shout out Vince.
President, CEO of School Seed. We just friends on Facebook. We talk back and forth. We joke about Waterburg. Haven't met in person.
Haven't met in person. But y'all was cracking jokes on
Yeah, we was cool. We was cool on Facebook. He called me, and he was like, if you're gonna do this fundraiser, I can set up the link, and I'll collect the money for you. And I was like, okay. So he set the link up. And when we first started the fundraiser, like I said, I didn't know anything about a Christmas tree. Somebody told me it was just $2,500. So I was like, $2,500.
Oh, just off top.
Yeah, we can do that. But then it was like, no, we talking about commercial, outside.
Commercial tree, right.
Like these are like structures. They like these 25, 35, 40,000. I was like, okay. I still didn't flinch. I was like, okay, let's set the budget at 40,000. Mm-hmm. And they was like, man, we can't raise 40,000.
The naysayers, off top. Soon as you said it,
you need to go to your city councilman. You need to go to your county commissioner. They got money for that. It's like, nah, we gonna do this. The community gonna do it. Man, how we gonna raise 40,000? I said, look, it's 50,000 people in Whitehaven. If everybody give $1, we can go home right now. But I was like, you break it down even further, 2,000 people get $20. That's 40,000. You got 5,000 Facebook friends. Some of y'all got 5,000 Facebook friends in the second page with 5,000 more. We can raise the money off your page. So, we set the budget at 40,000. Brought in one of our community partners, Kizzy Dunlap. Cause like I said, I didn't know nothing about a Christmas tree.
Right.
So I was like, I need you
Commercial
to.
Christmas.
Yeah, I said I need you to go shop for these trees, cause these folks ain't gonna come for me
if
I get the wrong tree. So she's online. She's looking for the trees. All the trees that we seen is like 30, 40,000. All of them out of state. We was talking about going to New Orleans to save. Drive to New Orleans ourselves to save on delivery. And for one tree we was looking at. And that tree was like 35, 36,000. But then out the blue, Jared Price called me. Okay. And he said, I got a lady that, used to work with us with the Downtown Memphis Commission and the Downtown Neighborhood Association on our, downtown tree. And she got a tree, is worth 30,000, but she gonna sell it for 18,000. She'll sell it to us for 18,000. And it's in Collierville. We were talking about going to New Orleans. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that. So I called Pearl Walker. I was like, yeah, Jerry found us a tree for 18,000. She was like, well, how much is going to be for delivery? Does that include delivery, pickup?
All the logistics and all that.
I said, I assume. And she was like, nah, you need to go back and make sure. So I called Jared. I was like, so this include everything, delivery, take up, take down, all this. Like, let me call her back. And when he called her back, he's like, she'll do everything for 24,000. I said, well, that's still cheaper than 40,000.
Right. You looking at the number on top, like, yeah.
The original budget. So we dropped our budget goal down to 30,000. Okay. Because it's 24,000. Then we was gonna figure in like the transaction fees with us going through School Seed. But then School Seed said they would incur the cost and waive the transaction fees. So then we dropped it down to 24. So we went from a budget of 40,000 to 24,000.
Wow.
So you just 2,000 people get 20. I wasn't scared with the 40,000. Right. All we need was 2,000 people to get $20. Right. But now 24,000. All you need 2,000 people to get $12. So we still doable. So we started the fundraiser off Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Saturday morning we was at like 7,500.
Saturday morning.
7,500.
Okay.
I remember looking back like 2 hours later, and we was at like almost 11,000. And I'm like, is this thing broke? I'm refreshing it. I'm like,
hold up, I just
like, how do we go from 7,500 to 11,000 in 2 hours, and somebody had donated 3,500?
Just like that.
Just like that. So by Monday we was at 16,000.
So now you like, we there now. Look.
So in 5 days we was at 16,000. So I was trying to get call Henry Reeves, from the Reeves Law Firm in Whitehaven. Trying to call him all week, get in touch with him. You know, you mentioned about the community cleanup we did back in 2020
Right.
at the Southland Mall. Henry Reeves was one of the first people to show up that Saturday morning and got to clean.
Wow.
And so that's how I met Henry back in 2020. So I've been trying to get into, but he big time now making movies.
Right.
Hard to get in touch with him. But so I was calling him, couldn't get in touch with him. Then on Facebook he had made a post and I just commented with our link. Like, yo, Henry, we doing this for the Haven. Can you donate? And he said, he replied, he said, get to 20,000 and I'll write the check for the remaining 4,000, and I'll throw in a Black Baby Jesus nativity scene.
Wow.
I said, done. All right.
Wow.
So
now you like, okay, I'm adding up the numbers though. We get to 20, you know.
Yeah. So the Monday 16,000. So I was like, I'm still a little nervous, but I was like, okay. I called my guy Gabe, director of customer community and government relations for TVA. He from the Haven.
Okay.
Everybody,
it seem all connected,
Whitehaven.
man.
So I called Gabe. I said, look, now we done raised 16,000. Our goal is 24,000. I'm like, we gonna get to 24,000. Why don't you go on and match? Won't TVA go on and match that 24,000? It's like, Jay, you treating me like that rich uncle, man. I can't give you 24,000. He said, I got too many people asking me for money. I can't give you 24,000. I said, all right, fair enough. I said, so we had 16,000. Henry Reeves said he'll give us the remaining 4,000 if we get 20. I said, can you go on and match him and give us the 4,000? He's like, yeah, I can do that.
Right.
So I knew Monday I had the 24,000, but I wanted to see if the community could get 20.
How much the community was going to
without TVA 4,000.
Right.
So for the next 2 days, we just pushing it. And I don't know if it was Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday. All I know Wednesday we hit the 20,000 without TVA.
Wow.
And I posted on Facebook. I tagged Henry Reeves. I said we got the 20,000. Cut the check. And he said come on.
Yeah, you don't want to change his
Yeah.
mind, you know what I'm saying?
He said I have it for you tomorrow. So I went Thursday, picked up his check. So that was the 24,000. Add TVA, that's 28,000. Then G-Work, Greater Whitehaven Economic Redevelopment Corporation, gave 1,000. So that's 29,000. Plus people were still giving. So I think by the time we closed out that the donor, the fundraiser on Friday, we was a little over 30,000.
Now, I gotta say this, Kev. You make sure I just want you to hear me. Is the audio levels jumping? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think now. Now, he done told you the mathematics of how they got to a little over 30,000. Now, what do we do on social media when you see something that is in motion, something that you heard what he said in the beginning? He said, how we gonna raise all that? We not gonna be able to do all that. In the beginning stage, you said that, right?
Yeah.
So now imagine some days later, they at 30,000+. And we always got to question and somebody stealing money, somebody doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing. He gave you the information, and one thing I know for certain, School Seed and Vince, they not going. They ain't playing. They gonna get it all the way down to the last penny. But I want to commend you and all the people that gave in spite of.
Right,
because I'm sure it's naysayers. I don't want to get it at A. Don't you get it at A. That's Whitehaven. But ladies and gentlemen, think about this. What if this was in your neighborhood and your neighborhood came together like this? We got to stop all this Whitehaven, Melrose, Frazier, South Memphis, North Memphis. We all the same. And we letting a little imaginary line separate us and tend to say, oh, that's a Whitehaven thing. But to me, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's bigger than Whitehaven. But I'm sure you got countless emails and messages about what you were doing.
Yeah, that's the whole goal, just to inspire the whole city. And even though I represent Whitehaven, but I work, in all areas. I'm a neighborhood organizer in Klondike, Smoky City. for whole child strategy. So, work with, the families in Klondike, Smoky City, and the schools in that area. In fact, one of my neighborhood champions from Klondike, Smoky City, she called me. She like, I saw you on the news. Congratulations, and teach us how to raise money like that. And I said, well, I thought that what I was doing. And she was like, yeah, you right. I'm just playing with you. We gonna raise that money too. So that's just inspiring Klondike, Smoky City. I started the Boys and Girls Club at Westwood High School. So I'm all over the city. Respect the Haven. I was inspired to start Respect the Haven from Juice Orange Mound. Brittany Thornton.
Yeah.
All the work she was doing in Orange Mound. So, yeah, this is a victory for the whole city. And like I said, I'm a Muslim. I don't even celebrate Christmas.
Right.
I had Muslim brother. You worshiping the tree. I know what that tree stand for. That ain't about. It's big. It's bigger than the tree.
It's bigger than the tree.
I'm showing if they ask me to raise this money, I'm showing them what they can do when we come together. Like 40,000 is not. Somebody asked me after we raised the money, what surprised you most about raising $30,000 in 9 days? I said that it took us so long. And we could, with the right mindset, we could have raised this in 30 minutes.
Right. Now, what has been like your personal takeaway from this? Like, have you reflected on like anything that shocked you outside of it took so long? But because it wasn't just Whitehaven people that was giving. I'm sure it was people outside of Memphis, outside of Whitehaven that was giving. But what was one of the things, or a couple of things that you took note of, or that either shocked you or that you learned from this?
Just how people were just inspired by it. Like I had a case in point. I had a young lady inbox me. She said that her baby father was murdered in Whitehaven last month. She has a 10-month-old. And she was like, after her baby father was murdered, she lost all hope in Whitehaven. Like, she just, hated Whitehaven. But then seeing what I was doing, that let her know that it's still good people left in Whitehaven. And now she was inspired to do a tour drive.
Off of what you did.
Right.
And everybody did.
And there's plenty more messages that so...
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
So now, what's next for the tree? What's the state of the tree right now?
Right, it's up. It's up in front of the Southland Mall. We having our tree lighting ceremony December the 11th from 4:30 to 5:30. People that I named that help with the fundraiser, we're talking, tell their story as well. Right now, of course, everybody's focusing on me, but I didn't do it alone. So
right.
on the tree lighting ceremony, Vincent McCaskill, Kizzy Dunlap, Justin Pearson, who was one of the top donors. Who else we going? So we just gonna have different people that was instrumental in raising the money. Talk, and then we gonna light the tree.
And how long will the tree be up?
Tree will be up to through New Year's Day.
Through New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do we have a place to store it afterwards and all that? Because now that we got the tree,
right,
we can use it year after year, right?
And there's somebody talking about we rented a 25. No, the community bought a tree. The tree is ours. It will be under the management of Respect the Haven CDC. It's a tradition that we brought back, so we're going to have, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony every year. Of course, this year it's kind of rushed and it's late because everything was last minute. Mm-hmm. But I've been talking with Miss Hazel Moore, the mayor of Whitehaven. So hopefully we can start it next year. We can coincide it with the Whitehaven Christmas Day Parade. So maybe like a day or two before the Christmas parade, we'll have the tree lighting ceremony.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be stored. The lady that who we bought the tree, and I told you the lady, the reason why she sold it for so cheap is a lady that graduated from Hillcrest in 1975.
Which is in Whitehaven.
She's from Whitehaven.
Wow.
Her son, who runs the company, was worked at the Range Police Station. So that's another Whitehaven connection.
All connected.
So she's gonna store the tree for free back in Collierville for after this year, we'll find somewhere to, and you got a public storage right at Southland Mall now. So
we got a spot.
Yeah,
we ain't got to go far.
Yeah, we'll find someone. And Respect the Haven will pay for the storage. So don't worry, we
Gotcha. So how do you deal with the negativity to continue on? Because I'm sure like some people was saying throwing shots, right? I'm just talking about people, just regular people. But it's like you stayed the course. You didn't let that affect you. You didn't stop it. You kept going in spite of people across the city, well-named people, to churches, to other folks that was maybe against it. You kept going.
Yeah, I ain't gonna, I'm still a work in progress. Some of this, I'll make some response on Facebook to some folks, but they like, you gotta be quiet, just let it go, stay focused, keep doing what you're doing. But I be lying, I'm human. You know what I'm saying? So somebody attacking your integrity,
Exactly.
saying think, oh man, they worried about a tree. If anybody know anything about, Jason Sharif and Respect to Haven, we work in economic development, educational. We do a lot for the schools. I went up for the school board appointment.
Right.
So I've been working with the youth for over 20 years. We done had 2 or 3 teen summits this year alone. Across the city. So for anybody
You've been about this life.
Exactly, and you're always gonna be criticized by people that's doing absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
So anybody, so like they was like, Jay, man, and again, the fact that you got a Muslim leading a Christmas tree, it gotta let you know it can't be about the Christmas tree.
Exactly.
It was me. I said, if I'm gonna take this on, I'm gonna show the community. You know what I'm saying? What we can do with the honorable. We come from the tradition of the honorable Elijah Muhammad. Do for self.
Right. And you showed that with the community without going to a sponsor. Like, we didn't have to go to Budweiser. We didn't have to go.
And eventually we did, but it was like not asking for a handout, but
not
hand
those
up.
type of places.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't have to go to alcohol, tobacco, and all that type of thing to raise money. Because, they quick to throw that money for our concerts and be sponsors and stuff for that. But to see that you went right into the neighborhood and people that you can reach out and touch. And just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this can happen all around the city. So what's next for Jason Sharif in Respect to Haven, man?
Man, everybody, we getting all these emails about, how can people volunteer and get involved with our work. So even before, we had the Christmas fundraiser, we was getting ready to organize what we gonna call our Whitehaven Community Council. So it'd be bi-monthly community meetings that we have. We're gonna have work groups in the 4 areas that we work in. So like I said, we'll have an economic development work group, educational development work group, a political development work group, and a social development work group. So you pick your interests, and all these people that was talking, you want to get to work, and come on and join this council.
Right.
Join one of these work groups and get to work. We also gonna have a crime and safety work group, and find each work group is gonna have a project that they want to focus on. We're gonna try get funding to support that project, and just go about building community life.
There it is, man. So is there a social media website? How can people, touch you, get at you, and tap in?
Of course, we got our Respect to Haven Facebook group, so you can do that. You can follow us, our business page. We have a Facebook business page, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Respect to Haven. Our website is www.rthcdc.org. And that's how you get in touch with us.
How Dr. Hunter doing, man?
Dr. Hunter is doing fine. I just saw him last night. We had a meeting in Whitehaven about a community conversation about the next superintendent, and he was at the meeting. He's doing great.
Wonderful. All right, brother. Well, we are proud of you, man. Thank you for the work that you've done so far up to this point before the tree. Because, ladies and gentlemen, he's been working before the tree. So I want to make sure I drive that home. The brother has been working in the community prior to the tree. The tree is just another notch in the belt. But he said it's all the community. The community pulled that off. Thank you, bro, man. Much success. And, we here for you, man. All right?
All right, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're not done. We got some more people coming up at about 6 o'clock. We got a group coming out of Manassas. And then at 7 o'clock, Brother John is putting in some overtime. We're going to talk with Indy Memphis. Indy Memphis is going to talk about some upcoming events that's happening in the city. So we are in the community with the community here on 88.5 FM.
I feel like falling in love.